Hello everyone, welcome back to the gaming table. Today we're going to take a look at the Runewars miniatures game Death Knights expansion. I'm getting into this game again. I got into it a while ago, but it's just super expensive, it felt like. But now that I'm hearing the game is not being supported anymore, a lot of the things are on sale. So this was $22. Normally it was closer to 40 to 45, somewhere in there, so like half price. So I was like, yeah, let's get it. And I got it because just kind of like it feels like with Fantasy Flight games, a lot of times you get like a core set and it gives you half of what you need to play a full game. And in this case, the humans, the Decon, I think they're called, they got, or Dagon maybe, they got some cavalry, but the undead got archers. So I got some crossbowmen for the humans, and then I got some knights for the undead to kind of give that balance. So let's see what they look like. Pull everything out of here. Okay. Now we've got some cardboard that's just popping out, which is nice. The components I think are really good. I mentioned in the unboxing for the crossbowman, I think one thing people didn't like about the game is the fact you got to use these big dials that will determine what you can or can't do. On one hand, I think it's a nice touch because it gives some diversity to the different units that you have, so you can pick specific orders for them based on their capabilities, and then can modify that again based on the type of troop that they are. You know, which I mean, in theory, I think is a pretty good idea. On the other hand, you're limited in how you can build your forces because you only have a limited amount of these command dials. So some games, I think depending on what you've played in the past, you might feel like there's less freedom in what you can do. You know, but with my limited experience with the game, it hasn't been a problem yet. I just go ahead and build formations according to the included unit card, and it works out okay. So it doesn't let you, say, necessarily build a unit that has like a couple horsemen and then like some infantry built in. You're going to have a separate unit of your horsemen and separate units of your infantry. Although I did see that with the undead, you can have a formation. You have to get a special support card that allows it, but it allows you to put their big carrion worm thing in with some infantry. So I guess depending on support cards you have, you can make some very unusual unit combinations. Ooh, Death's Grasp. So anyway, there's the upgrade cards for this unit. Here's the card itself. If I zoom in too much, you lose some of the lighting. But see here, the basic unit is 2 trays. So if I bought more knights, then I could have, you know, 2 units of 2 trays or 1 unit of 4 trays. At that point, I'd only need 1 command dial to run that whole big unit. But if I wanted to have, say, unusual units that weren't covered by this and have many of them, I might not have enough command dials. That's probably like the biggest thing of the game, is it doesn't feel like you have a lot of freedom with the units. But once you start putting your units together though, and you start using command dials, it all kind of makes sense in the end. But anyway, if you bought a lot of Death Knights, you have some options with unit construction, if you will. But I think the important thing is, let's look at the miniatures real quick. Pull the bases out. I kind of like this. They hold together pretty good once you kind of snap these together. They pull apart. Sometimes it's kind of a pain when you're playing on the table and you have to separate out, you lose a tray of 2 and you're trying to hold these miniatures in place, and you got to pull out a tray, especially with the infantry. Overall, I think it's nice because a lot of people, when they play games, you start getting big armies. We like movement trays. I think they did a pretty good job with this overall. Okay, here's a horse. So we won't pull all these out. Oh, look. They all come already separated out into pieces, and they go together really, really well. So I don't know if you can see a lot of detail here on the horse if I bring it out of the light, but oh, that's a nice looking horse. And it looks like the body, well, the legs are here already, and I found something that looks like a body. I just got to figure out I'm hoping I'm not missing pieces. All right, so here's one. It looks like a torso. It's got the head, big peg sticking into the body. Now I'm going to glue these later, but I think the miniatures that they've done here for Runewars overall are pretty good. Okay, this one isn't sticking in place. I'll definitely have to glue it, but on its own it's kind of holding up. And then it's got slot fit for the arms and the back. Yeah, I'm definitely going to glue these together. Hopefully that one fits. Let me take a second to just kind of... Yeah, they fit, but these are definitely not, unless that's a bad back. I feel like I'm missing. No, they're there. They're just all kind of buried together. Yeah, it looks like they fit together pretty simply. These particular ones aren't going to hold together without glue. I did the crossbowmen and they held together without glue pretty well. These are definitely going to need some glue. So I can't really hold this up for you, but essentially it's going to be 3 parts per night. So you have like a back and the arms, which will fit in here with a big old slot to hold it in place. Then the head and body have a nice big old protrusion there that plugs into the horse. So easy to assemble. So 3 pieces. I've seen like GW, like Warhammer, they're kind of going to a similar thing. So instead of having like 1,000 pieces per figure, they have several. The complaint that I hear though is it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for customization unless you cut off all those knobs and things and then glue these in specific ways that you want. Otherwise, if you just want to assemble these, slap some couple base coats on there, they're good to play. And they fit into the trays good too. I'm assuming these fit in as good as the humans. Yeah, so again, I got these because now I'll have horses for the undead. There's already horses for the human player, and then I bought some crossbowmen to give kind of some range support for the human. So now I have some balance there. Then along with a second core set, that should give you well over the 200 points you need to play. I'm also going to pick up some additional units that we'll take a look at, but that's what you get here for the undead. 4 knights. Oh yeah, here's part of an undead warrior. It's stuck here underneath the horse. I gotta pull that out without breaking anything. There we go. Yeah, so once we get all these assembled, we'll come back one day, maybe show you what all the pieces look like out on a table. Anyway, undead horses. Thanks for checking it out. Talk to you later.